Level 1, the emergency room. You are in the waiting room, and you have been here for 2 hours. Your chest hurts. Not the sharp kind, the dull kind, the kind that could be nothing or could be everything. You filled out the clipboard 40 minutes ago. The woman behind the glass took it without looking up. There is a number on your wristband, and the number is what you are now. You watch other people get called. You do not know how the order works. You only know it is not by how much it hurts. You do not have insurance. You said so on the clipboard, in the box that asks. And you watch the pen feel heavier in your hand as you wrote it. You know what it means. It means you will be seen, because the law says you must be seen, but it does not say how fast. And it does not say what happens after. After is the part nobody warns you about. After is a bill that arrives in an envelope 3 weeks later with a number on it that does not look real. A nurse finally calls your name. She is kind. She is also moving fast, because there are 19 other people behind you, and her shift ends in 4 hours. She takes your blood pressure. She asks you to rate the pain from 1 to 10. You say 6 because you are afraid that 10 sounds dramatic and 4 sounds fine, and you have learned that the number you say changes how seriously you are taken. The doctor sees you for 9 minutes. He orders 1 test, not 3, because somewhere in the building someone is watching what an uninsured patient costs. You go home. You feel better, or you tell yourself you feel better, which at this level is the same thing. 3 weeks later, the envelope comes. The bill is $4,000. For 9 minutes and 1 test and a bag of fluid. You read it twice. You call the number on the page. The hold music loops. A voice answers, reads from a script, tells you the balance is due in 30 days. You ask if there is a payment plan. The voice says you can apply. You ask what happens if you cannot pay. The voice goes quiet for a second, then says the account may be sent to collections. You hang up. You do the math you have done 100 times before. Rent, the bill, food, the bill, gas, the bill. The numbers do not fit inside the month. So you do the thing people at this level learn to do. You decide not to go back next time. You decide that the chest pain, if it comes again, will have to be worse than the bill before you walk through those doors. You have just made a medical decision based on money, and you did not even feel yourself make it. The system is not cruel to you here. The system is just sorting. You are at the back of a line you did not know was a line. And the thing that decides your place in it is the box you checked on the clipboard. Level 2. The high deductible plan. You have insurance now. A job gave it to you, or you bought the cheapest one on the marketplace. You felt something like relief when the card arrived in the mail. You carry it in your wallet like proof of something. Then you actually use it. The card says you are covered. The fine print says you are covered after $6,000. That number is your deductible. It means the insurance does almost nothing until you have spent $6,000 of your own money first. You did not understand this when you signed up. The word covered did a lot of work it was not honest about. You are insured, and you still cannot afford to be sick. Your kid gets an ear infection. You take her in. The visit is $200 and you pay all of it, because you are nowhere near the deductible and the insurance just watches. You get a strange pain in your side and you think about the emergency room, and then you think about the $6,000 and you decide to wait and see. Waiting and seeing is the official medical plan of everyone at this level. You Google your symptoms at 2 in the morning. The internet is your doctor now because the internet is free. You go to the front desk for a follow-up and the person behind it asks for your copay before they ask your name. The order of those 2 questions tells you everything. Money first, person second. You pay the copay. You sit in the waiting room. You wait less than you did with no insurance, but more than the people you cannot see, the ones who go through a different door. A bill arrives anyway, weeks later, for something you thought was included. A facility fee. You did not know a building could charge you for being a building. You call. The hold music loops. A voice answers and explains that the doctor was in network, but the hospital the doctor works in was not. And so the visit is split, and the part that is yours is $800. You did not choose the hospital. You chose the doctor. Nobody told you they came apart. You are not invisible at this level. You are just managed. The system sees you, processes you, charges you, and moves you along. You are a transaction that mostly pays for itself, and as long as that stays true, nobody in the building needs to think about you for more than the length of a copay. Level 3, the real insurance. Something changed, and it was not your body. It was your employer. A better job, a better plan, the kind people mean when they say good benefits. Your deductible dropped to $1,500. Your copays got smaller. The word covered started telling something closer to the truth. You go to the doctor, and you do not flinch when they ask for the card. You get the test the doctor recommends instead of the one test the budget allows. When the doctor says let us run some blood work to be safe, you say okay, because to be safe is now a thing you are allowed to want. At the levels below this one, to be safe was a luxury. Here it is, a sentence you can say out loud. The front desk still asks for the copay, but the copay is $25 now, and you hand it over without the math running behind your eyes. You wait, but you wait less. You are seen, and the visit does not feel like a favor the building is doing you. It feels like a service you are paying for, which is what it was supposed to feel like the whole time. A bill still shows up sometimes, for something unexpected. But now when you call, the hold is shorter, and the voice is more willing. And once, when you push, the charge gets adjusted. Not because you are special, because your plan negotiated better rates before you ever made the call. And the building knows it will get paid either way, so it can afford to be generous with the small things. You get a letter reminding you to schedule your annual physical. Preventive care, fully covered, no cost to you. You read it, and you almost laugh, because at level 1 the idea of going to a doctor before something was wrong was absurd. And here the system is mailing you reminders to come in while you are still healthy. The math finally tips. Keeping you well is cheaper for them than fixing you broken. So for the first time the system wants you to walk through the door. You are not at the back of the line anymore. You are not at the front either. You are in the middle, where most people live. Where the service works roughly the way the commercials always promised. You stopped being a risk the system manages. You became a customer the system serves. Level 4, the premium plan. You log into the portal and notice your plan changed. A platinum tier, a low deductible, a network so wide it is hard to find a doctor who is not in it. You did not shop for this. A better job came with it, where your income crossed a line where the good plan stopped being a stretch. The price of being sick just got smaller again, and you barely noticed it happen. You call to make an appointment, and you get one this week. Not in 6 weeks. This week. The specialist who had no openings when you were on the marketplace plan suddenly has an opening. Because the plan you carry now pays more, and the office knows it. The same office. The same doctor. A different answer to the same question. And the only thing that changed is the card in your wallet. The front desk does not ask for money before your name anymore. There is no copay to collect at the door, or it is so small it is automatic. The person behind the desk says good morning and means the morning, not the payment. You are walked back. You wait in a room that has a door instead of a curtain. The small dignities start arriving, and you realize they were always available, they were just priced. A bill comes for a procedure, and the number is large, but your share of it is small. And when you call about a charge that looks wrong, it is reversed in one conversation. No script, no 30-day warning, no quiet pause before the word collections. Just a reply that says we will take care of that. The same fees that pulled you under at level 1 are optional now. The system did not get kinder. Your tier did. You get a call from the office to schedule a follow-up. They called you. At level 1 you waited 2 hours to be seen and then decided never to come back. Here the building reaches out, first, to make sure you return. You are not someone the system tolerates. You are someone the system wants. And wanting, at scale, looks like care, even when it is arithmetic. Level 5, concierge medicine. You pay a doctor a yearly fee, on top of insurance, just to have him. $2,000, maybe $3,000, for the privilege of a phone number that a real person answers. You did not know this existed until someone at your income mentioned it the way people mention a good mechanic. Now you have it, and the first time you use it, something in you breaks a little, because it is so easy. You text your doctor. You text him. He answers within the hour. No waiting room. No clipboard. No number on a wristband. He knows your name because he has 40 patients instead of 4,000, and the math of his day finally has room for you in it. When you feel the dull pain in your chest, the same pain that kept you in a plastic chair for 2 hours at level 1, you send a message and you are seen the same day. The pain is the same. The chest is the same. The weight disappeared. Your doctor calls you by your first name and asks about your daughter because you mentioned her last visit and he wrote it down. The detail is not an accident. It is the product. You are not paying for medicine you could not get elsewhere. You are paying for attention, for the feeling of being a person and not a number, and that feeling turns out to have a price. and the price turns out to be something you can now afford. The front desk is gone. There is no front desk. There is a small office with a couch and a man who shakes your hand. When a bill comes, it does not come to you in an envelope of dread. It comes itemized, explained, and small. You do not call a number and wait on hold. You ask your doctor, and your doctor asks someone, and the someone handles it, and you never see the machinery. You realize something that was hidden from you at every level below. The medicine was never the scarce thing. The scarce thing was access. The same test, the same drug, the same hands. What you are buying as you climb is not better health. It is a shorter distance between you and the person who can help you. And at this level, the distance is almost gone. Level 6, the private retainer. You no longer have a doctor. You have a medical team. A practice that takes fewer than 50 families and charges tens of thousands a year for the relationship. They keep your full genome on file. They run a panel of tests every year that finds the problem before the problem has a name. Medicine at this level is not something you go and get when you are sick. It is something that watches you while you are well. You do not call them. They call you. A nurse checks in to ask how the new medication is sitting. A coordinator schedules the specialist and books the room and confirms the time, and all you do is show up. When you travel, they send a summary ahead, so that a doctor in a city you have never visited knows your history before you walk in. You have become a file that travels first class, arriving before you do. There is no waiting room at this level because there is no waiting. The specialist who had a 6-week backlog at level 2 has an opening tomorrow because your team made a call, and the call carried weight you never hear. In a language of relationships you are not asked to speak. The price of access is no longer money you hand across a desk. It is a fee paid once a year that makes every door open quietly, ahead of time, before you reach it. A bill is a thing that happens to other people now. You receive statements, not demands. When something is wrong with a charge, you do not know it, because someone on your team caught it first and corrected it before it reached you. The hold music that looped at level 1 does not exist in your world. The script that told you fees cannot be reversed was written for a different door, and you no longer stand at that door. You are not a patient the system processes. You are a client the system protects. And protection, you start to understand, is the real product at the top. Not better cures, better certainty. The system below you reacts to illness. The system around you now is built to see it coming. Level 7, medical evacuation. You carry a membership that most people do not know is real. For a few $1,000s a year, a plane will come for you anywhere on Earth. You break a leg skiing in a country whose hospitals you do not trust, and a jet with a doctor on board lands and takes you home. Or takes you to the one surgeon in the world who does the thing you need. Distance, which has ruled every level below this one, stops applying. The map that limits everyone else does not limit you. You do not find the surgeon. The surgeon is found for you. A team researches who is the best on the planet at the exact thing wrong with you. And they make the introduction, and the appointment is held open, and the only question you are asked is when you would like to fly. The same chest pain that kept you in a plastic chair at level 1 now redirects an aircraft. The pain has not changed. The pain was never the variable. The variable was always how far your money could reach. And at this level it reaches across oceans. There is no front desk in your story anymore, in any country. You are met at the door of the aircraft and met at the door of the hospital and walked past every line that every other person stands in. The lines you did not know existed at level 1 because you were standing inside the longest one. The rope that everyone waits behind is invisible to you now, not because it is gone, but because you have always, every time, been waved around it. You do not see a bill. A bill would be an insult at this level, a crude object from a cruder world. The membership absorbed it. The team handled it. The money moved in rooms you will never sit in. Settling accounts in a language of wire transfers and arrangements. And what reaches you is only the outcome. You wanted to be well, and now you are well. And the cost was a thing that happened elsewhere, to no one you have to think about. You are not a client the system protects at this level. You are a life the system mobilizes around. When you are in danger, machines move, and people move, and borders bend, because the arithmetic of your account decided long ago that you are worth the engines. Level 8, the wing with your name on it. You gave the hospital money, a great deal of it, and they put your name on a building. Not as charity, although it is called that. As a relationship. The same institution that sent a $4,000 bill to the uninsured version of you at level 1 now hosts you at a dinner and asks for your guidance. You are not a patient here. You are a name carved into the place where patients are treated. You do not seek care. Care assembles itself around you. When you are unwell, the chief of a department you funded clears his afternoon. When you need a thing that does not exist yet, a trial that is not open, a drug that is not approved, the conversation does not end in the word no. It ends in a meeting, in a room with no logo on the door, where the rules that govern everyone below you are discussed as things that might, for you, be arranged. The system does not follow its rules at this level. It writes new ones, briefly, in your direction. There is no front desk anywhere in your life. There has not been for years. You do not remember the feeling of a clipboard, of a pen growing heavy over the box that asks about insurance, of a number on a wristband deciding your worth. That world is so far below you now that you could fund 100 years of it and never feel the cost. And in a way you do. Your name on the wall pays for a wing where, somewhere on a lower floor, an uninsured person sits in a plastic chair, 2 hours in, deciding whether the pain is worse than the bill. You shape the institution now. The board asks what you think. The administrators fly to you. The same arithmetic that put you at the back of the line at level 1 has carried you to the room where the line itself is designed. You are not served by the system. You are consulted by it. You help decide, without ever quite saying so, how fast the people below you will be seen. The bill does not exist for you. It never will again. But it exists. Somewhere right now, an envelope is being opened. A number that does not look real is being read twice. A voice on a script is saying the balance is due in 30 days. The same institution that will fly out to ask your opinion on the future of medicine is, on a lower floor, in a quieter room, charging someone $4,000 for 9 minutes and a bag of fluid. You are the same body at every level. The same heart, the same pain, the same fear at 2 in the morning. The medicine never changed. The cure was always the same cure. The only thing that ever moved was the distance between you and the door. And the thing that set that distance was never your health. It was the number next to your name. The system is not overwhelmed. The system is not broken. The system is sorted exactly the way it was built to be. And the box you check on the clipboard decides which side of the sorting you were born to stand on.